Some engineers use the term grade to represent 100th of a right angle and express grade as a percent. For example, an angle of 0.9 degrees would be referred to as a 1% grade. Okay, so let's first try and make sure we understand this. What are they saying here? Grade represents 100th of a right angle. So 1 grade is equal to 100th of a right angle. So that would be 100th of 90 degrees. So that's 90 degrees over 100. Therefore, 1 grade is equal to 9/10 of a degree, that's 0.9, but that would be referred to as 1% grade. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, because that's 1% of a right angle. That's 100th of a right angle. Okay, so that is kind of confusing if you're not familiar with this representation here. Okay, by what number should we multiply a grade, disregarding the percent symbol, to convert it to radians? So this is a 1% grade because it's 1% of a 90-degree angle. This is a 1% grade. But, okay, if we wanted to convert a grade to radians, well, okay, a grade is something in degrees. It's an angle in degrees. They just told us that here. The definition of a grade is a degree. Something is a degree, an angle in degrees. That's the definition of a grade. A grade is not some like separate new angle measurement. No, a grade is something that's defined in terms of degrees. So how do you convert degrees to radians? You use the conversion factor. So pi radians is 180 degrees. So you multiply, you do 180 degrees, so the degrees cancel out for every pi radians, and now we see that we've got 1 grade is equal to 9 times pi over 10 times 180 radians. So, okay, 9 times 20 is 180. So pi over 200. 1 grade is pi over 200 radians. And so actually, no, I said that wrong. There's the conversion factor between grade and radians. So what do you multiply a grade by to convert it to radians? Okay, if I've got X grades, so not just 1 grade, any grade, and I want to convert it to radians, what do I do? Well, okay, there's pi over 200 radians for every 1 grade. So now I'm in radians. I multiply the grade I have by pi over 200. So the answer to A is pi over 200. Okay, in a rapid transit rail system, the maximum grade allowed between 2 stations is 3.5%. Express this angle in degrees and in radians. Okay, so this 3.5% means that it's 3.5% of a right angle. So 0.0, well, let's do it like this. 3.5 over 100, so 35 over 1,000 of a right angle. So 9 times 35, 315 divided by 100, 3.15. So part B, it's 3.15 degrees. That's a grade of 3.5%. Okay, but convert that to radians. There's 180 degrees for every pi radians. .15 times pi divided by 180, 0.055 radians.